right, let's get cracking. Group 1 racing returns to the spiritual home of racing at Royal Randwick, Wink Stakes Day today, and we have a very special guest who will be at this point of the show for the remaining 12 weeks of our program.
Absolutely. Nick Berney is live from Sky Racing. Good morning to you, Nick, and welcome back.
Yeah, good morning to you, Tim and Julie. I'm absolutely excited for another season, but more pumped for the big Group 1 racing returning today. And we get to see our stars, Bene, Chael Wolf, all the likes of them. But what about Autumn Glow? I think she can really stand up today. She's 4 from 4. This will be the preparation that makes her, and we might even see her in an Everest slot. So I'm really, really excited for today's race.
It's a really interesting one with Autumn Glow, and it'll come up in our conversation with Chris Waller, is what is the distance? What is the distance? Is it the Everest path or is it the Epsom path? It's an interesting one. Such a mighty horse.
Yes, well, she's favourite in all of these future races. She might even go to an Eagle. She's now obviously a 4-year-old mare, but that $20 million purse, it's hard to go past. So she resumes over the 1,100 metres today. If she wins that, I think the phone might be ringing to Chris Waller and they might want to go to that $20 million race. I'm just throwing that out there, and she's a good price, around that $15 quote there for the Everest.
Well, as you said, a huge day today, and you've already listed off some names, which is quite remarkable given it is the start of the spring campaign. Let's just have a quick overview. Let's take a look at how conditions are here in Sydney, because it has been a wet week. It's been an extraordinary week, really, in terms of weather. Take us through the meeting overview, Nick.
Well, I think the first winner we backed was this morning when the sun came out. So I woke up and I said, how good is this? We're actually seeing the sun again. So the rail will be in the true position today. As we all know, in Sydney, it hasn't stopped raining. So we're on a heavy 10 surface. It's going to be very testing ground out there today. So when the rain does come and the rail's in the true position at Randwick, they do want to get off the fence. So I think lanes 5 and plus will be an advantage. So what that means is it brings those swoopers more into play. But all in all, this surface, it's going to be more about the horse just travelling through the ground. So you're just going to see the jockeys, they just want to let their horse travel, find a nice rhythm, and it's just going to come down to, I know it's obvious, but whoever handles this surface, it's going to be very, very tough work out for these horses today, but it's going to be safe ground and safe racing.
Yeah, and talking to Michael Wood, him and his team and Navesh, they do such a marvellous job. It hasn't had much action or none for the past month, which helps. There's no real squelching around, and it's quite warm today, 21 degrees, which will help.
Yeah, that's the key to it. If we got rain this morning or on race day, that's when it gets a little bit dicey. But with the sun out, the track should play quite well. So it's a credit to the track staff to with all the rain that's been around, to be able to produce the surface and to be racing for a Group 1 day. We've obviously had the month break. I think that does help, as you say, Tim. But yeah, all in all, at the start of the week, I thought we were little to no chance, but just credit to the track staff, and I'm ready to get stuck into hopefully finding a few winners and make a little bit of cash today, Tim. We've got 12 weeks, so we need some money.
We certainly do, don't we ever? All right, let's get straight back into it. Let's start with your best bet of the day.
Yeah, the best bet on the program, we're going to go with a lightly raced stayer. So it's an import for Kieran Ma, and his name is Juja Kibo. So he's on that upwards rating spiral, which I really like. So his win 2 back there at Sandown was an absolute cracker. So he was really asked to find the line there with the whip, and he extended. And this day here, he just got onto the worst. He got in, checked and blocked at a key stage. This was on a heavy 10 surface at Rose Hill, and he somehow picked himself back up. He's the only horse out of the whole program that came from a position back there in the field. He had to be up on top of the speed this day, but I just loved how he just kept wanting to find the line. He pricks his ears. That's over the 2,000 metres. I think he gets to the 2,400 metres, no worries at all. He's got the platform now. We know he can stay, and he just revels in the conditions. That final last couple of bounds was backed up the clock. So he actually ran one of the fastest final 200-metre splits of the meeting. He could win today. If he wins another race, he might be a little bit of a sneaky metropolitan horse down the line when that gets up to that staying trip, but if the lightweight. But I think he's clearly the best on the day, around that $2.60, $2.70 quote. I think we can back him with a bit of confidence.
Now, your next bet of the day, your next best of the day, race 1, the midday, obviously Kryptonic.
Yeah, no, we got a divine Bene in the first race.
Oh,
so
I thought you were going to go with Kryptonic, Nick. What's happened to you, my friend?
Oh, Nick, you're not reading.
Have you checked who the owners are?
Check your emails.
Oh, right, Kryptonic. No. Yeah. I'm just still waiting. My laptop's playing up, Tim, so I didn't get the tip. Is that an inside tip in itself?
Well, look, all care, no responsibility. But get back to it. It was one of those gags that I've been working on all night. But tell me who you like in the race.
Yeah, that was pretty good, actually. That threw me for half a second. And I'm going to go with Divine Bene. I think we can start the day. You know, I kept talking about you've got to start good early, especially when it's Group 1 racing. We're back into the season. And I thought, let's go to race 1. Now, this is a horse, Divine Bene. This is a Newcastle win last start, but it goes to midway grade. So this is a restricted race for these horses in the first race here. So this day was on a heavy 10 surface. He led at a very genuine tempo here, but what I liked is how he controlled the speed from that 600 to about the 400 metre mark, which you can see on the vision. But as soon as he was asked to extend Mitch Staple for this day, he just went bang through the conditions and he just revelled in them. He goes to the line full of energy. But the big plus to me is he gets in with no weight today, and he's a horse that can be landed right up on tops of the speed. And when you get first use of a track on like a heavy 10 surface, it just takes it's that little bit of extra work from those horses behind where you get that first use, you can just skip along because no other horse has touched it yet. And I think that's what we can do. No weight, each way all day, but have more on the win.
All right, talk us through your value bets of the day.
Yeah, quite like Corniche here. I think he's a good bet we can have. So we've obviously had some scratchings throughout the morning, so these prices have come down slightly. But I've been watching Corniche in the market, and there's a bit of an opinion about him. A lot of punters do want to find him, but this was first up for the new stable now. He's now with Kieran Maher, and it was a moderately run race, so he had a long break off the scene, and he was just a bit out sprinted between the 400 to the 200 metre mark, which you can see. This is Rosehill 1100 metres. It's a real specialist distance, but I liked his last couple of bounds, and it just said he could only step off this effort. Now, he goes to Randwick over 1200 metres, and I can just see him really improving. It's going to suit his style and racing pattern a lot more. The last time he had a break between runs, he struck a heavy track. It was a career peak performance. Now, if we talk about figures, if he can reproduce an effort like that he did that day, he deserves to be close to favourite, around that $5.50 mark. He's a really good bet to have later on in the program.
All right, and race 10, you've got a value bet as well.
Yeah, we've got to have a winner in the first, hopefully, and then we've got to finish off the day with Island Dream. She's a really nice, improving type. Lightly raced, Chris Waller. This was a perfect ride by Nash Wheeler this day. He just conserved energy, just produced her at the right time. But this was only second up. Again, I keep wanting to find these horses over a couple of runs. They've got the platform, they handle the ground. But she came out this day, and I just really liked her action, how she wanted to keep finding the line. She really sticks her head out here late. They ran good time against the day, but when you see a margin to third like that, it just confirms the quality of the race. That was only a Wednesday race, but it just said she could step off that performance. And Chris Waller, last preparation, before she went out for a spell, she ran in the Kembla Grange Classic, so he obviously has an opinion of her. She finds a very winnable benchmark race here today. And again, Anna Roper rides, no weight, 52.5 kilos. I think they can be positive out of the gates, and she might take a little bit of catching and be strong over the concluding stages. So,
all right, get ready for the camera, because Julie's going to take a photo of this as well, because she's going to sit on the couch today. Well, I don't know whether you can sit on the couch with a toddler, but your graphic, let's have a look at it on the big screen and look what Nick is predicting today. I know he hasn't gone with Kryptonic in race 1, which I'll get over at some point through the course of the year, but let's go through it from your best bet on.
Yeah, I think the best is clearly race 3, number 1 in Juja, Kibo. I think he stands out on the program. The next best is Divine Bene, race 1, number 12. I think we have a good each way bet there. Then a couple of later in the day. So we're going to go with race 9, number 6, Corniche. And then coming home in the last, race 10, number 15, Island Dream. Now, what we can do though, Tim, is we can take the Quinella. How about that with Kryptonic in race 1? So everyone's happy.
Tell you what, to get you a free meal tonight. They're both at juicy odds, that's for sure. Nick, you've got out of the barriers beautifully today, mate. Show 1. Great to have you back on Racing Dreams in our 7th year.
It's good to be back, and most importantly, hope everyone has a nice day and backs plenty of winners.